Hey everyone, I hope you guys are having a great day today. We're going to be starting our unit on area and perimeter. So we're going to just do an introductory lesson today, and hopefully this will be kind of a review from what you learned in third grade. But the first thing we have to remember is just that area is the amount of space inside an object. And we're just really going to talk about 2D or two-dimensional objects. And then the perimeter is the distance around an object. Again, we're going to talk about 2D shapes or two-dimensional shapes. For area, you want to remember the equation or the formula length times width. And then for the perimeter, there's an equation, but really what we're going to be focusing on is just adding up all of the sides. So I'm going to give you two examples, or really three examples today, of actually how to solve area and perimeter problems. So as you can see in our first example, I have a square. And this also ties into geometry, so you have to remember that a square are all sides are congruent, or all sides are the same. So I'm going to fill in the rest of the sides of my square. So I know all of these are 10. And going back up to my formula for area, length times width, I need to take the length 10 times the width 10, and I'm just going to multiply them together. So off to the side, I can attempt to show you my work. I know that 10 times 10 is 100. And because I didn't specify a unit like feet or inches or centimeters or meters, we just call them units. So now I know that my area would be 100 units, and then I put a little 2 up here, which means squared. So again, if I would have that as 10 feet, it would be 10 feet squared, or I'm sorry, 100 feet squared. If it was meters, it would have been 100 meters squared. But because I didn't specify a unit, I just write units squared. Now my perimeter, again, the formula for perimeter is really 2L plus 2W, and that really stands for 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. But the easiest way to do it is for you just to take all sides and add them up. So what we're going to really do is take the top, and I know the top is 10 and the bottom is 10. So I know that 10 plus 10 is 20. And then we're going to take the left and the right, and again, 10 plus 10 equals 20. And then we add the two of those to get 40. So my perimeter in this example would be 40 units. So let's go over and do a rectangle now. So obviously the difference between a square and a rectangle is that a rectangle has opposite sides are congruent. So if I know the top is 15, I would also know that the bottom is 15. And if I know one of the sides is 8, I would know that the opposite side is 8. Now it's probably going to be a little bit easier here to solve for the perimeter first. So I'm going to do 15 plus 15 to get 30. And then I'm going to add my opposite sides, 8 plus 8 to get 16. And when I add the two of those together, I get 46 units. Now I'm going to solve for the area. And remember my equation from earlier, I'm going to be doing length times width. So I'm going to do 15 times 8. And you guys have a couple different strategies you can use to solve this problem. You can use your area model and break up 15 to 10 to 5 and multiply both of those times 8. You can do partial products and take each number times its place value, or you can use the standard algorithm. So I'll kind of let you decide how you're going to do it. I'm going to do the standard algorithm today. So I know that 8 times 5 is 40, so I carry the 4. 8 times 1 is 8, and I add 4 is 12. So then my answer would be 120 units squared. And then my last example today is actually have a garden for you. I have an inside of the garden, and then I have a fence that's going around the outside. So obviously if I'm solving for the area would be the amount of space inside the object. So that would be my area. And again, it's in the shape of a rectangle. So I know opposite sides are congruent. So there's a 7. There would be a 12 of the garden. But I also need to figure out the area and perimeter of the fence as well. And again, opposite sides are congruent, so if the top of the fence is 20, the bottom of the fence needs to be 20. If one of the sides is 15, the opposite side has to be 15. So if I'm solving this problem again, and really, I'm just going to solve for one of them, I guess, just to save time today. I'm going to do the actual area and perimeter of the garden for you in this example, not the fence. So again, for the perimeter, I would have to add up all four sides. So I would do my doubles. So I would know that the top and bottom are 12 plus 12 is 24. I know the left is 7 and the right is 7. So again, 7 plus 7 is 14. And then I'm going to add the two of those together. And I'm going to get 38. Now, instead of units this time, let's actually say these are feet. So I would say my perimeter is 38 feet. And then again, for my area, I'm going to multiply one of the lengths times one of the widths. So again, I'm going to do 12 times 7. So I'll do it up here. And I'm actually going to use the area model this time and break it up. 10 plus 2 times 7. I know 7 plus 10 is 70. 7 times 2 is 14. And when I add those together, I would get 84. And because my units are feet, I would have to say 84 feet squared. And if I wanted to find the perimeter and the area of the actual fence on the outside, again, for the perimeter, I would just add 20 plus 20, add 15 and 15, and get a total of all four of those sides, the sum of them. And then for the area, I would actually multiply the length of 20 times the width of 15. But that's what you guys are going to work on today. I have a really basic sheet for you guys just to practice. We'll do a little bit of practice today and tomorrow, and then we'll get into what we call complex or compound shapes to finish the week. All right, guys, good luck.